Hi friends, welcome back girls and boys. We're getting ready for chapter 12, the last chapter of the Littles and their amazing new friend. The Littles stayed to help celebrate Glory's return. Lucy took a ride on a tiny horse with Glory. Mrs. Little had a long talk with Serenity Nunsuch about bringing up children, and baby Betsy spent time in Mrs. Nunsuch's lap. Mr. Little sketched them. Mr. Nunsuch insisted that Cousin Dinky give him a short ride in the red balloon. Mr. Nunsuch got a bit airsick. There's nothing like a horse, he said, but I enjoyed it. Grandpa Little told the Nunsuches that he would see to it that their excellent family and their neighbors, the farm tinies, would have a page in the history of the tiny people written by Charlton Booker, the tiny historian of the tiny people at the city library. Uncle Pete, Uncle Nick, Della, Dinky took a swim in the pond. They had brought their bathing suits. Tom, Glory, Lucy, and Justice had a race to the apple tree, and Glory came in far ahead. She must have cheated, said Tom, laughing. And Mrs. Nunsuch prepared a late lunch. And the menu, 1 sweet potato and apple casserole, sweetened with butter and honey, goat cheese pancakes with maple syrup, fresh dandelion greens, yogurt made with goat's milk and served in an acorn cap, honey cakes and spices and little bits of dried fruits and nuts. Also, 1 wild strawberry each. There's a little look at the menu. Cousin Dinky, the pilot, who was also the family poet and songwriter, put his thoughts about Glory and the Littles into words and music that very afternoon. Dinky wrote fine songs. Everyone knew that. His problem was he sang off key and didn't know it. He was such a fine person in every regard that no one could tell him. The only way his friends could stand his singing performances was to concentrate on the words of his songs, which were often thoughtful and worth listening to. On this occasion, Cousin Dinky got out his guitar, which he carried everywhere, just in case, and began to tune it. When the members of the Nunsuch family, to Dinky's surprise, brought out some musical instruments of their own and started tuning up too. Mr. Nunsuch was on the banjo, Justice on the bass fiddle, Glory on the comb and tissue paper, along with an occasional blow on the jug. Dinky began strumming the guitar to the tune he had written for the song so that the Nunsuch musicians could pick it up, which they did in short order. At first, the notes from this strange band were hesitant, jarring, and incomprehensible to the listening Littles. But miraculously, a rousing good tune slowly emerged from the band. Cousin Dinky began to sing. Uncle Pete almost stuck his finger in his ears so as not to hear Dinky's terrible voice. Luckily, he paused for a moment because, in the midst of this irresistible playing of the Nunsuches, Cousin Dinky found his voice. For once, he was singing a tune. And here's a little picture of the gathering of all the musical instruments, the band they kind of put together at the very end of the story. Wow, as you're looking at that, what happened in the end of the story? And do you think this was a good ending? And that's the end of the story. The Littles and their amazing new friend. Bye for now, friends.